Canadian Society of Dowsers and currently a member of the Questers. I'm a lapsed member, but I rejoined. And I really appreciate being part of this group. And you may not know this, but this is one of the larger meeting groups that you guys come in from everywhere, from so far. It's a very vital place and very vital community that you're part of. So I honor that, and so many of you come, and from so far away. I've written a bunch of books. The big Whitewood Bridge Matter and Spirit with Dowsing is like a compendium of all the information, basically that I teach in my school, and some of you were in that school the other day. And then I have a series of little books, including your book that Vic mentioned, and it's around. Because I just think, we're kind of inventing the language on this. Now, since I've written my book, there's another 1 or 2 books that you can find. But I go into the bookstore sometimes, and I say, well, I have a little book on orbs. And they're still saying, even the New Age stores, what's an orb? And to me, and to you, I'm sure, it's like, how can they not be aware of these energies as they're coming through? So those of us at the beginning of this, we're kind of inventing the language to describe it. And I think with quantum physics, as it comes along, we'll be able to translate some of these scientific principles and say, oh, well, that relates to this orb structure. Meanwhile, I've kind of invented labels for these things, and these are just my labels, but you need a way to talk about them. So what are orbs? So in my protocol, and some of you that were in the workshop yesterday, the thing I connect with, or what I connect to primarily, is the intelligence of nature. So my beginning of my opening protocol, I asked to connect with the beneficial energies and intelligence of nature. So I was doing that for about 5 years, really not even understanding, I don't think, what that meant. What was I asking for? I don't think I even knew. But I started here at the 100 Mile House, but it started with the Questers, 2005. Some of you were there. And suddenly the orbs showed up. And from that point on, it's like once you know it's there, it's there. Once you know you can do it, you can do it. One of the reasons in the work that I give, I just try to tell as much information as possible, because once you know it's possible, then it's possible for you. So I draw the veil back, and then you walk your own path. So we all walk our own path, and we can just share the path we're on. But my path with work started with the Questers, and with that, asking to connect with the intelligence of nature. So I took a bunch of these shots, and then I happened to be down at the American Society of Dowsers West Coast Conference in Santa Cruz within a few months. I had all these shots in my camera, and down in Santa Cruz, if you've been to that dowsing group, it's filled with quantum physicists and engineers and very high-level scientists who are bridging the gap, or bridging the worlds, if you will, between intuition and science. So I went up to one of these guys and said, hey, look at this, what do you think it is? And he looked at it, he nodded his head, said, that's an energy phenomenon. And I was so disappointed, because I wanted him to tell me it was, oh, it's an angel, or it's a this or that. But just from that strictly scientific perspective, he said, that's an energy phenomenon. And that's the description I use mostly now. What's an orb? It's an energy phenomenon, which really, we have to admit, we don't really know what it is. Each of us comes, and these pictures are now being taken, the orb energies, structures, are being photographed all over the world. And I've been teaching how to photograph these in the Middle East as well. So I can tell you that the cultural perspective of the people in the Middle East is quite different from the cultural perspective, say, of people here. So we expect to see certain things. It's a cultural, emotional, or sociological mythology. We all bring our stuff to the table. And what is it? And I think these energies sometimes appear to us as we expect them to appear. So you get the outcome you expect unless you're detached from the outcome. So the phrase energy phenomena gives us a chance to be detached from this. So we don't have, was that, my dead father in the picture at the cemetery, or is that a fairy, or is that an angel? We don't even have to worry about what are those labels. And we can invent whatever label we want, but just, stay that bit detached. It's an energy phenomenon. And some people see them directly. Most of us, maybe 1 in 100. Now this, you've got a greater concentration here, but maybe 1 in 100 people can see them directly. And we can learn to see them directly by bringing our physical vision into our third eye. So that's something to practice. Something also I learned this summer, and I said in my workshop that I gave all my tricks away in the latest book that I wrote, but I did learn something since then, and that is when journeying, when meditating almost, if you do it with your eyes open and bring your vision into your third eye, you can be in our normal space-time consciousness and begin to journey too, so we can walk more fully in dimension. So we're not sitting there with our eyes closed, not really perceiving our